Into this broadcast, you are the resistance, defending the people from the lies of the New World Order. You're in Bryan's world, deep underground behind enemy lines. That's right, folks. Really, I just podcast to express my multiple personality disorder. Alright, dude. Ooh, we haven't done a musical intro in so long. That felt good. I feel the spirits all around me. And the spirits are always flying around you. The good ones and the bad ones. It's always fluttering and flying inside and out of you. We're juxtaposed on the spiritual battleground. For real though, guys, I try my best to have a crazy, wild, interesting life and turn it into a production. I'ma work hard, have fun, go with the flow. Life is about the journey, not the destination type of guy. Unfiltered, uncensored, unhinged. Keep it outside the box. I have learned from my past mistakes, and I'm full of spiritual wisdom and out-of-pocket comments. Would you be quiet? God, this cat, bro, it is so, like, you know, dude, it's time. It gets its time, and it really wants a male cat to rail it. That's where we're at. I don't know what to do with this thing. I think it's immoral to get it spayed, and if I'm going to get it spayed, I at least got to let this thing get laid. I mean, maybe the old version of myself was an incel, but I'm kind of king of a Babylon hotshot now, dude. I can't have this poor creature not get laid, dude. But it just moans and moans, and I don't know if I need to get a... That's too... Okay, I'm autistic, you guys, a little bit. Adult onset autism. I don't really understand social norms and when I'm pushing things too far. If I said I should get my cat a dildo, that's something we ring the bell, right? We would ring the TMI bell. That's too much, I assume. Okay, because I was thinking that on my head before the show, and I was like... You know, I'm not going to say that, dude. That's too much. Although we just kind of said it. All right, well, there you go. That's what happens when you're in Bryan's world. It has been a while since I mentioned hot bath, cold shower, dude. I always used to talk about the hot bath, cold shower. And I'm not going to sit here and talk about hot baths and cold showers for 20 minutes. But I do this funny thing. So, my Snapchat, I kind of run it as a little sussy, so people think I'm kind of like super sussy, and like weak, but then something powerful. In real life, I have like a powerful rock star energy, and then it kind of explains the social media is just like my pop star diva side coming out. But anyways, yeah, dude, it's amazing all these little things you can do. So I do this thing where I post on there like a bath. I'll be like, oh, I'm taking a bath. And it will look like, you know, real, like, what the fuck? That's something a girl will post. That's sussy as hell. This dude's taking a bubble bath. Men don't take baths. Wrong, bro. Elite athletes and shit take baths. Yeah, and shit. Yeah, elite athletes do. Not you. Elite humans that work all day. They need to do these types of things to keep their health at a high level so they can mentally function at a high level through hard times and somehow, some way keep their shit together, even though they've given a plate of things that would drive the normal person either doing something to land them in jail or land them into the mental facility. So that's what I'm doing out here. I'm just trying to stay out of that shit, you know? And, what you do, man, and I post that picture, they don't realize how hot that freaking water is. And if they stuck their foot in, they wouldn't be able to go in. Y'all wouldn't be able to get in. People wouldn't even be able to get in. And you guys gotta do the things that are challenging that others won't do. And then pretend like you're being a bitch. See, I make it look like I'm being kind of a bitch, but in reality, I'm taking that steaming hot bath. I get dizzy after 10 minutes and just stay in as long as I can. I almost pass out, and then I drain the bath and then stand in a cold shower for like 4 minutes. That's hard, okay? But I don't brag about it because it's corny. I'll come on my show and talk about it because I have a place to put my word out there. You got to get your word out there. You got to be seen, be heard. Or don't be. Well, you can be seen and heard without talking to anybody. Like, you can be seen and people could feel your spiritual vibe and your spiritual good energy just walking around, dicking around at the mall, at a park. But it's these little inches, you guys. And honestly, the hot bath, cold shower, it's good for your system. I was at one point, I was doing it almost every day. And you don't have to do that. You don't really need to. It's not practical. The science behind it is not practical to do it every day. It can be like a mental health thing though. Like, I needed to take that hot bath, cold shower because it made my endorphins go crazy and gave me a high. Back in the day, dude, like last year, or before last year, 2 years ago, around there, you couldn't just go to the store and buy rocket gummies dude, you couldn't even go get rocket. They didn't have rocket gummies yet. And I'm just talking about some gas station shit. They had gas station Delta gummies. Now we got the dispensaries, dude. And when things get down bad and you can't focus, you can just go get high and then keep focusing and go about your day. That's what everybody does when they're anxious about something. They just get high before it. When doctors go to give a surgery, what do you think they do to not be nervous? They smoke weed. Electricians, how do you think they know how to put that shit all together, dude? Nobody knows how to just do that. You smoke weed and then you just do anything. It's amazing. Wrong. I'm joking. That is not medical advice. It's a joke. Please don't hurt me, YouTube, for medical misinformation. I'm making a joke. In reality, I do think marijuana tends to, for the most part, make people a little bit more lazy and get the munchies type stuff and be a little cloudy. But for some people, that shit just clicks. I mean, I took 3 gummies. My dude, y'all know Chinchy? We be up on here smoking. I gave him a rocket. He only had like half and half. And he's a smoker, man. He takes his shit. He's a smoker. So I'm talking about taking 3 of these things. It's some next level. It's like I'm going past being a weed smoker and I'm now like, my body, my DNA is primed to be able to take in heroic doses of gas station Delta edibles. My dude was like, what's the milligram? Like 100 milligrams? And I'm like, well, I don't really know exactly if it's all Delta A or Delta P or Delta T. But I'll tell you what, it says 15,000. 15,000 milligrams. So the deltas work differently. But anyways, you guys might not be into marijuana and drugs if you clicked on my podcast. And usually I save these types of things for as I get more into it. But yeah, as this show goes on, you're going to notice that I increasingly get higher and higher because I did take the edibles. I am recording at home with no internet, off air, and currently no power. So however long my battery lasts is how long this podcast episode will be. And then I have to go up to the mall, do more job applying stuff, and upload some videos and do some podcast shit. Clean up my email, do some other little stuff, figure out some finances, and then go pick up my daughter and take care of her. I gotta go to the grocery store. There's a lot, you guys. Every day is just figuring it the fuck out. And today I decided that I need to do some rocket gummies because I haven't had an escape. And I realized there's nothing I can do right now to escape. That I can't relax. No matter how many gummies I do. I don't take these gummies to go sit and play video games. Hell, my power's out. But I know that, hey, if I take these 3 gummies, I'll forget. No, I'll forget about the girl that broke my heart. The 1099 sales job that got me all rubbed up and lubed and plowed. Motherfucker said $800 if you put in some extra time. I put in a whole lot of extra time. And then a tragic death in the family. And it was family and Frank, my cousin, that I was really close with growing up. It was like my best friend growing up. And we were just getting back together and getting in touch again. And we had been talking for a year. So we would have had memories to make. And he has a child. He had a child. We could have memories with our child. And oh, think of when we were growing up and now we're here as parents. But no, he is not here anymore, and that is a tough thing to deal with. I am a gangster ass motherfucker. I have dealt with losing a very very close friend, and a number, certain people, they just, there's like an unconditional number one where you don't like rank people, but like you're one of my closest friends in my life. And I've lost two of my closest friends in my life, dude. So I don't have power, the internet, or going scroll, scroll, scroll to distract my mind. I can't do that anyway. With my financial situation and how much time I've put into the YouTube and how much better I am now and how much more I understand the algorithm, and we're starting up the TikTok that's doing good. Got 10 followers in 1 month on the TikTok, you guys. That's better than what YouTube algorithm is giving me. YouTube is just not sending me to my target demographic. So, unfortunately, TikTok, once I get to 50 followers, I'll be able to send my live streams to YouTube and TikTok, and I think that's going to be really great. I think that TikTok is going to end up paying me more than YouTube does. I'm still going to be here on YouTube, but unfortunately, it's not even with YouTube. I don't even think about getting paid. TikTok, it's already opening the amount of likes I'm already kind of getting with the quality. It's really just my shorts are really just a quick quality check or a quick preview of my shit. But hey, I'm talking about me. Why do I talk about me? For those that are new to the show, because in these times, critical self-analysis is very hard to find. Everybody is in the click sphere, and everybody is in the validation sphere. Everybody's out here for clicks and views and exposure and money. And they're just producing the same talking points over and over. So I come on here and try to do something different. But everybody's also trying to one-up themselves, I used to be like that. I used to be that guy that come on here and try to like brag about stuff and think I was the coolest and most powerful. And that's because I wanted that validation. But I went out in the world and I got that validation myself, that I am one of the thuggish, ruggish bones in the entire world. I believe in that. I believe that I could do like spy missions for the government. I could be like Catch Me If You Can. If everything wasn't gay nowadays. And I mean that, I don't mean homosexual. I feel like I try to be cool to the LGBTQ community. But I know people in that community that don't think we should stop. They don't think we should do the Hillary Duff bullshit. Remember when Hillary Duff was like, when you call something gay, it offends gay people? And it's just, at this point, like, I don't know, somebody's going to say they're gay. It's more of like, I fuck dudes. Hell yeah, brother. Like, I feel like that's more it's like a hell yeah. I'm on Grindr, bitch. No, for real though. I don't know. I don't want to offend anybody with words, but you know what? I can't do nothing about the word spells that they've placed on y'all. Because there's no word or anything that they can say that offends me. And you see people, even higher up people, get offended by just a simple word. Do you guys remember when Jason Kelsey, the brother of Travis Kelsey, they were at a tailgate event, and a fan yelled at Jason. He was out with the fans. What do you expect, bro? First things first, what do you expect? Good chance someone might holla. That's how people is these days. Like, a lot of people, just because you're a celebrity, we ain't gonna kiss your ass, and that's how it's always been, brother. I know that you feel like a god with your millions and millions of followers on the social media now, but how it's always been, not everybody's kissing your buns like you think they are. Now, Jason Kels, in my opinion, he does have a susness to him. He does. And look, I show up on some people's gaydar. That's okay. Once you get to know me, it's cool. Wouldn't you like to know, Weather Boy? But yeah, this dude, Jason, I know he has a wife. It's a soccer player. Pretty manly. Nah, she's hot, but I don't know. Someone called him a fag. He said, "Hey," they said, "Hey, Jason, what's it like that your brother's a fag for dating Taylor Swift?" Which is hilarious, bro. If you were Jason, wouldn't you be like, that's funny? Yeah, fuck my brother. Just be cool with people, bro. But instead, he got all mad. He's like, I'm a big football player. How dare you call me fag? And he took his phone and slammed it and got all in the dude's face. It's like, first off, you're an NFL lineman. You can beat up anyone here. How are you not already realizing that and just being cool with it? And you should, knowing that you should do that you're at a higher physical state than anybody, you shouldn't have to assault someone and take their phone and get in their face. You should just be able to look at them very sternly. If he was a badass, he would have just looked at him real sternly and be like, shut the fuck up. Any kind of real one, you get heckled, you just kind of keep it rolling, bro. You just keep like, hell yeah, dude. People call me things all the time. Hell yeah, dude. Self-deprecating. It's people respect that shit. If someone insults you, it's probably because maybe they're a little bit jealous and they think you're on a higher level. Sometimes with these athletes, that's how it be. So if you go along with them and self-deprecate yourself along with them, they're gonna fucking now. They used to disrespect you. Now they respect you as a human. Forget about I don't like you, Jason. I don't like the things you say on that podcast. Ugh. I'm going to heckle you and call you your brother a fag for dating Taylor Swift. Which, I mean, would I date Taylor Swift? No. And it doesn't really have anything to do with what she looks like. I don't like her. I don't like her. I just... It's not even her political views. It's not her music. I just don't like her energy. Just the look in her eyes. I just don't like it. But anyways, yeah, come on, bro. Now everybody's going to think you're gay after that. You can't freak out when someone calls you a fag. You can't be like, oh my God, he used a gay slur on me. But if you're not a homo, and even, if you're a homo, and a lot of people that are comfortable with that, if you call them a fag, they'll be like, yeah, fagonometry 101. Welcome to the fucking class, dude. Class is in session. Wouldn't you just be like, yeah, I'm a fag. That means gay. I'm gay. Yeah, when you as people allow the word spell to work. A lot of people in these communities don't let those word spells work. They don't get mad. It doesn't bother them. They're just like, yeah, that's a word that's just used to describe me. Is it used in a derogatory term? Yeah, but me as a god of my own reality and understanding that words are just word and created spoken things, and any power you give to a word is just conception, and it's not really based in reality. It's just based in a conception and an opinion, and it's not subjective. Yeah, dude. But people are brave about these things. They don't care. If someone calls me gay, it's a big deal. Tony Hinchcliffe, prime example. Gaydar off the roof. Would Tony... No, the way he talks, I think he likes women. He just acts like a guy. You know what I really like about Tony that he don't really ever brag about like sex or bitches. But he has this swag that it's almost like he knows. He's like me. He's like, I know I could have all these. Me, I know I could. All these girls are desperate for a good looking guy. But you keep your chi and keep your power. I'm building my chi right now, dude. I'm on a streak. I haven't been feeling that way, dude. Someone's gotta. I'm a 29-year-old man. I'm like reaching spiritual high powers, you know? I'm starting to be able to control that engine. It took me a long time. And for most men, yeah, it does take forever to control that engine. You just have to get old. And you have to like lose testosterone. Me, dude, I'm still ronied out, bro. I'm ready. I want to lift weights. I would like somebody to turn me on. But that's what my mind, like when I go out to the bar and stuff, my mind doesn't just be like, fuck that, I want to fuck that girl. I want to try to have sex with her tonight. It's like, you have to, somebody could make me feel like that in conversation. And it really wouldn't be that hard. I'm not saying I got high standards, but you just gotta make me feel like it some kind of way first. Where do we go now? Well. Alright, so we're talking about hot bath, cold shower. Very good. We talked about the... I don't know. I'm high. These edibles are kicking in. I don't really know what I've talked about so far. I'm just kind of blabbing, you guys. But yeah, that's a good one, man. You take that steaming hot bath. Your skin gonna turn red. And then you get in that cold shower. And if you have heart issues or you're older, maybe don't do this hot bath, cold shower. But yeah, you see the Dagestani Russian UFC fighters. They'll like wake up, jump in a cold. They're living out in the snow, like with no jackets. They're just like naked out in the snow, dude. And then who was it? Islam, I think. It was Islam Makhachev, and which is funny. When I first got into UFC, I was kind of like a knuckle dragger, like take down these foreigners, these super foreigners. USA, we gotta take them down. Go Dustin Poirier. And as I got like more into it, I started thinking those guys are like the real badasses, because you look into their lives, and there's some of the shit they say, like Khamzat Chimaev is hard, dude. And the way he looks, like his face with that smile, dude, right before the fight, like that crazy smile, like, I feel about that way towards so many people. But no, it's dope, dude. It's powerful. But yeah, you see these dudes just jumping into that cold, and then they go take the hot. And that's actually, and then they go back and forth. But it's funner. It's fun to go from hot into the cold. But yeah, I miss those days going to the YMCA, dude. We used to spa out after our workouts, man. We'd spend 45 minutes in that fucking men's locker room. Once we turned 18, bro, we hit the sauna, hot tub, cool off in the pool, wet sauna. Yeah, there was a dry sauna. That was the routine. Dry sauna, hot tub. Or you would do dry sauna, pool, hot tub. You'd go back and forth. Hot tub, pool, steam, and then a shower. If you're feeling ballsy, you do a cold shower. And I miss the locker room, the men's locker room at the YMCA. That energy, bro. Like a bunch of dudes walking around with their dongs out, just butt naked, just walking around, just fuck the towel. Balls hanging out in the sauna. And the shower, there was only like one or two private showers. It was just the whole, I never used no private shower. So that feeling of like, yeah, I'm secure enough about myself to be naked in front of other men who are here to like, it's just a manly culture. It's so manly that it's like not gay. Like it can be naked men, but it's not gay because it's manly and because they're old, icky. But dude, you go in that men's locker room, man. You walk in, turn the corner. The first thing you're seeing is some balls, me boy. And you know what? If you went there at a certain time, at a certain type of day, you would see my balls. Because I would walk around naked too. That's what you do. It's just culture shit. You just walk around butt naked. Hell yeah, dude. I miss the YMCA. We had a dope lifting crew. Shout out to my cousin Bob who passed away. You know, he was like the he was like the mad scientist behind everything. I was kind of like crew leader, but he was really like he was a really good like beta leader. So like he was all the hands-on like lifting program stuff. Like he developed the best program, isolation, doing all the important, spending a fuck ton of time on the important lifts and not worrying about stupid shit. We weren't really into bodybuilding. We were more into powerlifting and building strength and power, and getting our maxes up. But it was cool, man. Uh, so that's where I learned a lot of like everything that I do in the gym goes back to that. And now I'm someone, I'm very advanced when it comes to lifting and knowing how to do things right and do things properly in good form. Yeah, so I know stuff in the news is still squirting off. What did I want to say about the news? I had it written down. Oh, so yeah, basically Deion Sanders had a conference about now he now pisses his pants. He basically felt the need. He had a whole ass press conference to announce that he recovered from bladder cancer, but now he depends on Depends, and basically he pees himself. And it was gonna get out in the news one way or the other that he had bladder cancer, and then you were gonna notice some weird things here and there again. And then people were gonna be online like, haha, Deion Sanders wears Depends. But Deion being proactive and understanding self-deprecation. See, he's a smart guy. I like Deion Sanders. I'm a big Deion Sanders fan. He understands the self-deprecation that I don't want people making rumors that I'm peeing my pants and having to wear Depends. I'm just gonna come right out and say it right away before anyone even has any idea what's going on. I'm gonna come right out and say it like I'm peeing in my pants. Maybe right now. Yep. Yeah, buddy. Can you imagine Dion like, I depend on Depend. Whoop, whoop. He just looks into the camera. Yeah, buddy. I just peed. But yeah, don't let the haters speculate. You gotta own the shart. Like me. I talk about all the times that I poop myself. And I'm proud of it. I pooped myself. I sharted on the bus and then sprayed diarrhea on fourth period all over the bathroom floor. And I got asked out that day. I got like my first or second girlfriend. Yeah. That's hard. Do you guys think that's hard? The NFL shooting thing, the only thing I have to say about that, I don't want to get into the details of news and stuff. I'm not that dude anymore. I'm not just going to sit here and recycle topics. But I know that I can give a quick outside the box look into these things. So they're saying the shooting was done by a guy who might have had CTE, and this was a shooting near the NFL headquarters that left like 5 people dead, including an NFL employee. And the notes that the dude wrote, I believe that the guy was shot dead by the police, the active shooter. his notes were saying stuff about the NFL and CTE, and he wanted to like take it down or something. I don't know. He just left some crazy ass notes about the NFL or NFLPA or something. I didn't look too far into it. So the NFLPA, and aren't they having some kind of crazy issue? There's some kind of weird issue going on right now. We haven't heard CTE in the media for a long, long time. And everybody knows that CTE, all that stuff is driven by who? The players, right? The Players Association, the NFLPA, is who's, was originally pushing all the stuff about CTE. And if you know the NFLPA and these types of guys, a lot of it's a little bit of money, giving you a little extra negotiation power in those contracts. Making CTE a very popular issue. A lot of parents will never allow their kids to play football because of what came out with the CTE studies and stuff. How many players per year, retired players, have CTE incidents? I'm not sure. It could be a lot, and these people could be suffering every single day, and they might not do anything bad ever. And no one might ever know how much they were suffering because nothing ever happened. They might just die what people thought peacefully, but they're really suffering from CTE, but they held it down. I don't know. So it could be affecting a lot of people, and we just don't know it. Suffer in silence. Although the way things are, if you are suffering from CTE and have mental health issues and you were a famous football player, it is a great way to get your name in the media by coming out and saying stuff that you have CTE. I don't want to invalidate people's suffering, but I would like to invalidate you using suffering for your attention. But yeah, with the fact that the NFLPA has something weird going on, I thought if I heard something correct that things weren't looking good for the NFLPA, they were in a bad spot. Yeah, to get some negotiating power, get CTE back circulating in the news. And all these players suffering from CTE. But as far as incidents, I don't even know if one happens every year. Do we even have something in the news of a retired player? We've had a couple of CTE incidents of players taking their own lives. Very sad. I think like Junior Seau and Vincent Jackson. And I know Demaryius Thomas. Something happened with him. So, yeah, he passed away. What was going on with Dwayne Haskins? That was a weird... Like, what the fuck was he doing with these people? I don't know. He passed away. But anyways, yeah, it doesn't seem like there's a bunch of people, like 5 instances a year of ex-NFL players dying from something crazy CTE related. So, if you want to get bargaining power from an issue, if you want to turn that issue into ammunition, you don't really have much facts or in-your-face type stuff right now. You gotta depend on conspiracy time. The NFLPA sent the guy in. They used spiritual brainwashing, DMT, to brainwash a guy. To MK Ultra. Now I'm kidding. The NFLPA doesn't have that type of pull. But the fact that CTE is now involved in this story, there's always something, some kind of topic that gets crumbled back in somehow with these big events. Some kind of debate. Something gets sparked every time. Almost like it was set up and planned. The only other thing news-wise. Yeah, Trump. Something about Trump texting world leaders on his personal cell phone. So he gave out his personal number. Now again, I think it's all just plays and plots, and they have Donald Trump do good things, and then turn around, alienate him. That's his whole, like he's making. They're making it so you can do a good job as president, but seem bad. You see what I'm saying? So that way, if a president seems good, they could squeeze in all these agendas and be like, well, at least he's not Trump. At least he's not Trump. At least he wasn't Bad Man Orange guy. Orange Man bad. At least he wasn't Trump. That'll be the whole sentiment. But then they'll be doing bullshit in, things that advance the New World Order. They'll be able to do what they want more, and you won't question it because, oh, well, at least it's not Trump. This guy doesn't run his mouth. He's a respected politician, career politician. What it's like to exist without internet, TV, and no power. I don't want to talk about that because this shit sucks. Basically, pretty much, you just gotta hold it down and, yeah, continue to challenge yourself. You can't, but I mean, there's nothing for me to do other than work and figure the shit out. I'd like to go to work, but they didn't schedule me that much. They barely had me on the schedule, so now I'm sweating that shit out too, and I gotta apply to more jobs. It's a mess, you guys. Emotional power. Everyone always talks about emotional intelligence. It's important, in general, for everyone, to reach a high state of being. We all want to reach that high state of being, yes, of course. And everyone can benefit and improve their life by becoming emotionally intelligent. Some people are tame and natural with it. It comes easy. It's gotten them things in life. But for some people who are more emotional and feel emotions stronger and get compelled by emotions more often, it can be harder to have emotional intelligence. If you're someone who thinks a lot with your emotion, you have to learn that emotional intelligence. Being able to control your thoughts and your thoughties. Not being an idiot, not overthinking. But also understanding that you cannot be simply an order taker and a bend over person. And we can go with the flow and we can be emotionally intelligent. But part of being emotionally intelligent is when someone upsets you, you're very tactical about how you let them know. So for me, I give it, a month or so before I'll say anything. I'll really think about it and really analyze. Can I make a case that this was my fault and just take responsibility and move on? I try to do that for everything. I try to take responsibility and move on. But some things, you just won't come to that conclusion. And if you can let them know, hashtag let them know, Cleveland Cavaliers, baby. One of their slogans, brand slogans. Yeah, you should get that stuff off your chest. You don't want to threaten or harass people, but yeah, tell them the facts that you reported. Just tell them the facts that whatever you've seen in your visual field that was negative and not your fault, tell them it. Because guess what? If we don't start doing that kind of shit, people are going to think it's okay and that there's no consequences to walk on a motherfucker. And now the motherfucker knows that if they treat another motherfucker in a certain way and you see something out of someone and you don't conjure that in and don't show care, you understand now why it flies away. And they'll go Michael Jackson and moonwalk out of your life. That's just how some people are. If you be playing games and not communicating. So, yeah. Everyone thinks emotional intelligence is just being perfect and stuff. And you don't have to be perfect. But make sure your emotions are backed by logic. Make sure your logic is sound and makes sense. And then let them know. But there's also a lot of things that you kind of just have to let go over your head. You don't want to be the freak show and calling people out on things in real time. Some things you got to let go, and you got to have that emotional intelligence. And that's where it becomes a complicated and confusing thing to understand and how to execute. Who gets the good energy? Who gets the bad energy? But yeah, we talk about the intelligence side. And I'm trying to relate some emotional power. That sometimes you have to execute your emotions. And I mean that not like kill them or starve them off, but execute like a play, a football play. Set hut hut hut. So yeah, once you learn emotional intelligence and how to divvy things up and how to not get too mad or too glad, you can then learn emotional power and impose your emotional power onto other people if you want to. If they wrong you. But for the most part, yeah, I'm not the kind of person that manipulates people or needs to push people one way or the other. I know what I am. I know what I do. You can roll with it or you can roll against it. We're not against rap. We're not against rappers. But we are against those thugs. It's the thuggish, ruggish bond. Yeah, sure. I'll mention more about the shadow government. We've been talking about that. Wait a second here. AI. Yeah, I want to do this. The only times I've ever used AI was a photo editor on the website Gab. I gave it 3 words and it made me a picture AI generated thing. I did feel the presence of evil, and I've never used AI for anything other than a website that made shorts out of full podcasts. So I would send it the link to my podcast, and it would make shorts for me that I could download. It did not produce very good stuff, and ended up being a waste of money and time. I never used ChatGPT or AI to generate ideas. I've never actually used a chat AI to communicate with it. So I do not come up with the AI ideas. Some people I know that are doing this, I'm sure, are using ChatGPT to make a full podcast script, and that's okay. I will stick to pencil and pen and paper, my guy. But we're talking AI, dude, and that's an enemy of human consciousness and a direct competitor for my content, as well as my prospects in the workforce. I think that AI should be removed from art and culture immediately. No more AI Coomer shorts. No more sweaties sitting around using it to leech off society with the clippers. The people clipping other people's work and using it to make money. Obviously, AI is rather productive in computer science, but nothing in technology really is going to solve the problems of society right now. The way we're using technology and just the greed-driven economy, yeah, we're not really solving any problems with technological advancement at this point because everything's just obsessed at making the internet better, which it's already a little bit too much. I think we need to scale it back. But yeah, instead of practically using technology, it's for profit. And a lot of the AI stuff is it's just things that make existing systems faster for the purpose of increasing profit margins. They're just trying to say, hey, if we make this robot and pay one time for this robot that does this, then we don't have to pay a person ever again. So yeah, they're never going to use it for good. Heaven forbid. Using things for good bites into their profits. The rich global elites. AI is continually used in pure greed, implemented by CEOs to make money. Gotta have two yachts. Gotta have two yachts, not just one. And it's dangled to the elites by the shadow government. That's where the shadow government, that greed, that evil, it's dangled by the shadow government and the puppeteers and the spiritual controllers. AI for them is just another tool that they've already had available and secretly in use for some time, just now being rolled out heavily over the last decade. I warned, or over the last few years really, is when AI has blown up. I warned over a decade ago just how powerful and heavily implemented in society it would be and how dangerous it would be, and here we are. Now, I can ring a small alarm and blow my little whistle, but at a certain point, it's the way she goes. There's no stopping their agenda. Perhaps that's the script of this realm. Just have to go with it and experience it. So instead of fear, let us enjoy being in the know and getting the scoop. And let the esoteric and truther world to be illuminating towards your mindset. We have lots of problems and threats towards human consciousness and connection to nature. They want it to drag you down. Don't let them. But yeah, can we at least get the AI away from art and culture, man? It's too late. Bro, I'm saying some of the people you see doing the same thing as me just use AI to figure out what topics that get the most views and then have Chat GPT write a whole ass podcast script. The internet was a great chance to spread the spirit of human consciousness and expand our minds. But big tech, combined with even the little guys being sweaty little grabblers, hunting for profits. We cooked. But you know what? All I ask for in life is a battleground to do battle. A battleground for war. That's all I want, baby. That's all I want my entire life is war. That's the only thing I ask for. And I like things to be going well, and I like things to be going good. Because then I can fight higher levels of war. But right now I just gotta fight my own wars. That's why I'm ready to produce some real content from the soul for the rest of my days. Bro, Instagram, I barely use these social media things. I don't even have it download on my phone right now. Even Snapchat, I'm off that shit for a minute. It bothers me. Instagram forcing models on my page. So when I see these fake models on Instagram, I'll go and, like many other people, dog on their dog ass hoe, desperate for attention. You know, I'll go a little incel. I'll go a little incel on them. They deserve it. Because we like the girls who ain't on TV because they got more ass than the models. But yeah, so Instagram doesn't even realize that it puts that I'm commenting negatively and I don't like it. Every time I see it, it's making me comment something negative, and Instagram has no idea. And I know that'd be pretty simple to work it into their system so that the algorithms that knows everything. But that's not how it be. It's not as in depth as you think it is. They just force general things on people. It's the agenda. But I reported 10 in a row of these models and the fake AI models, and I'm like, y'all, these edited photos, honey. Like, no. And you know what? You're overdoing it, and the fake titties are disgusting to me, and the fake stuff's gross. The lips are gross. Like, you're disgusting. You're over sexualized creature. And I wonder what made you realize that. Probably fucking along those. And not that I'm gonna judge, you know. I'm a sexy guy, but I'm a romantic guy. I might be a freakster, but I'm disciplined about that. A lot of you people that sleep around just get your nut off real quick and that's it. What's I don't get that. It seems like you're putting a lot of time and thoughts into quick nuts. But I digress. But yeah, it makes me uncomfortable. I said to Instagram, these posts are making me uncomfortable. I don't want to see this because it's not fair to me. If I can't shoot my shot through no phone, I'm a real life kind of guy. I can't show them my essence and energy as a man that they might be attracted to. Any given person, any given time, any given day, any given Sunday. I'm the any given Sunday type of guy, dude. They watching the NFL on CBS. It's really actually like that. And it's not like I'm good with women necessarily. I'm not trying to say I'm the ladies' man. I'm good with ladies. I'm raising a child and putting my full effort into raising a child. That has made me an elevated, illuminated human. There's also a ton of different ways spiritually where I don't give out my energy easily like that, and I protect and safeguard my spiritual energy and my sexual energy, so it literally makes me glow and have more attractiveness than the average guy because I'm taking care of myself in that department. You know, we're saving up the cheese. We're not watching pornography. So yeah, I don't need to see that, and I don't want to see that until I choose so. And then that's the whole thing too. These girls think, oh, you show me the big booty and I want to like you and follow you just because I see that big booty. That's not how it works either. So that's what annoys me about the Instagram, because in their heads, they're validated that any man who sees me wants me based on my body, but it's not true. Because a lot of the prettier women give me more spiritual ick more often than like the over the top sexy girls. Just they smell bad. Like there's this pheromone thing, and like you just know the vagina has it's like not fertile, but just like a hole. It's like a deposit place. And they have like IUDs and like it's a hole. It's a dumpster. It's a cum dumpster. Like it's gross. You can just you feel it, bro. You just it's almost like you have a wiener down there, dude. You do. You have too many wieners down there, honey. And I can smell it from a mile away. It's sad. It's sad because some of these girls are pretty, but they don't have personality. So who gives a shit? What are you gonna do? I wish them well. I wish them well. Yeah, you know, I do these automatic streams when I get the chance to have Wi-Fi that shows some of the stuff I've been looking on, and it will play a loop of current episodes and send that into the vertical live stream. And I was analyzing other YouTube streamers in the vertical section. They definitely push mine down on purpose and push up some of the dumbest, most unproductive, not even entertaining or real content. Like the algorithm knows me. It knows that I watch Master Key Society videos. It knows that I watch higher level stuff. It knows that I also even like smaller channels that are of intellect. So to show me the dumbest stuff means you're going against what I'm actually viewing on your thing, and there is agenda. It's very clear to me. Because I don't watch anything like this while you're showing me these live feeds. But the live feed is totally, they don't use the algorithm for that. Like it's just a live feed. It's just its own algorithm. It's not yours. So yeah, they push up the most unproductive, dumbest stuff. You see people gooners with the calculator guy, the calculator gooner beating me out by a mile. And this whole internet idiot character now has millions of dedicated viewers on those feeds. It's literally rotting brains. You know how like the dumb with his with 300 viewers, like just saying dumb shit. Sometimes they freestyle. They just do dumb shit. But I told y'all I knew this was going to happen. Like I told you all how these algorithms work, and it favors dumb stuff. Mundane, dumb stuff. And it knows when you're saying things that are articulate and spiritually powerful, and it drags you down. It's just Either that or my channel's been around for so long, and then I got all the fake subscribers in the past, and then it made my channel a dead channel somehow because I tried to revamp it 4 years ago, and I should have just made a brand new channel. It is just unfair that I work 100 times harder on my craft just for these brain rot people to get attention, when if those viewers could land on me, they might be even more entertained and laugh more because I'm going to be funnier, and they're also going to learn more and be more thought provoked. Very powerful. And I work so hard in this stuff and listen to my stuff back only for a disabled homeless dude rapping Tupac, getting trolled to oblivion, has 200 viewers. And half of them are just making angry comments on why dude is even on camera, but that's how they get the people in there and how they get the views up. And then your mind will naturally want to view it more the more viewers it has. The less viewers it has, people feel weird. Like I'm the only one watching, it's weird. But when there's a lot, it's different. Which is stupid. You should almost feel better when you're watching. Um, that shit, but I don't know. It's just hella junky people desperate for views, clicks, and money. Thinking I can do it too, and I guess that's what works these days, being stupid. But for real, if you're an intelligent person looking for new content, if you were scrolling them live feeds, at least compared to what I saw, I was number one. Tip of the top, tip of the iceberg.